It is Thursday, February 27th, the day before the blackout. Let this be a reminder. All right, my friends, tomorrow is blackout day, and Saturday is actually my birthday. I'm not really doing anything special. I think I'm going out to eat with friends or something, but 41, and I didn't want to really make plans because I wasn't sure how stuff was going to be. And I'm like, I can't relax and go out for a day or a weekend if it's a shit show. I'm not going to be able to enjoy it. Plus, money could be a thing. What if we're 2 seconds? So, so I didn't want to plan anything. And thankfully, I'm in a better mood than I would have been. Like the trajectory of things, while on one side it's horrifying and scary, on the other end, in terms of unrest, it's looking like, oh, okay, people might be kind of figuring out that it's not a dream. It's not a dream. And yes, it is going to affect them too. All of them. Green is the only color that matters for everything outside of the deportation stuff, which they're failing at. They're failing at everything. It is such a shit show. But before we get back to that, for the blackout, it is no spending, total lockdown, or as much as you can. I know everyone can't, so you don't have to tell me. I understand. We all understand. Just whatever you can do. We're trying not to spend it all. If we're spending, it's cash and at small businesses, if and when possible. Avoiding at all costs the big stuff, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Amazons. We're trying to avoid swiping, you know what I'm saying? Anything that could help feed the real parasite class, quite honestly. No work, no school, if possible. I'm going to try to minimize my posting. I'm going to keep an eye on stuff. If there's something wild, I'll probably make some posts, but I'm going to try to take it easy, if not off. So outside of my subscriber poll for the morning, I might not post much. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the point is, participate some way, somehow, even if it's just showing support and being supportive, because it is importante. And as we've seen, they don't like it when the money's funny, right? These companies that have stuck with their DEI initiatives have done so because their shareholders were like, no, if you drop these, people boycott and it affects our bottom line. So no, thank you. Just look at Tesla. Tesla is falling apart, which is why he's just taking it right from us, literally in front of our eyes, to the applause of a bunch of people who don't understand very, very basic math. The folks who right now are going, hey, unlimited debt puts more money in our pockets. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys wanted to pay the debt. Now you want unlimited debt because that's going to give you money? Like, how did we get here? It's impressive. Isn't it impressive? Like, it's scary. It's horrifying. It's abhorrent. But it is impressive how they got these people to origami mindfold in on themselves. This man literally 4 days ago was just calling Zelensky a dictator, and refused to use that same term when addressing his other boyfriend, Mr. Borscht. But then today what? I never said that. I didn't say that, because they've got this, thing they're supposed to sign tomorrow, this mineral deal or whatever. And side note, can we just talk about how these other countries are making us look not only slow and stupid and fat and all those other things, but like the live fact checking that they keep doing, and the fact that they keep making us look like the greedy penny pinchers, because he keeps sitting there talking about how he wants our money back, and everyone else is like, hey, well, actually, yeah, some of the money, but for us, this was a gift, that was a loan, this was that. Like, we're trying to work stuff out, because right now we just want to make sure they're okay first. How we're getting our money back isn't our first issue right now. And then everyone, so now we just look like the cheapskate at the table. While we play full sugar daddy for ice cream over there. And of course, that's not something we can take out of the budget. So many things we can't possibly take out of the budget, except for SNAP and Medicare and Medicaid and, VA stuff and mass terminations of people. They went from saying we're going to make everything great with low prices and booming jobs and all that, to literally 250,000 unemployment claims in the last week. I mean, I'm rounding up by 10K, but in the last week, almost solely from the policies and direct terminations of this administration. And there are people that are like, yes, this is good and this is great, because again, they don't understand the basics. They're like, yeah, bloated government overspend, bloated. They need to shrink the government. It's too big. Yeah, well, I mean, sure, but you're looking in the wrong places. And there's no rhyme, there's no reason. I mean, Heritage is about to come in there with all their rhyme and reason, which is chop it all and make it a theocracy. Like, we already know what they want to do. But, like, they have American people demonizing American workers, like government workers. Like I said in the post, these jobs, like, most of the people that do these jobs really, really wanted to and had to go through a lot of effort, a lot of interviews. Sometimes it takes months. Or folks that I've seen where they're like, hey, it took me 2 years to get through. You know, the amount of vetting and background checks. Can you imagine, like, you went through all that? You went to school, you've got the experience, you finally get this job, and some kid who can't even pass a background check, who had to be gifted clearance because he couldn't clear it, who has no idea what you even do, all right? It's still like staying at home with his parents, talking about, hey, we gotta get rid of you. I don't even know what you do, but you gotta leave. I'm with doo-doo department. We decided you're leaving. Like, how fucking insulting is that? How fucking insulting is that? And then on top of that, you have the highest office in the land calling you lazy. You have all your elected officials saying you're lazy, you're bloated, you're fat, you don't do anything, you don't deserve a check. They are working. Like, when I said mind game, I mean... And now there are a bunch of folks going, yeah, they're not really working. Those aren't real jobs. So you notice they're demonizing educated jobs and education itself, right? Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why they keep telling the people to get mad at any job that requires you to, like, think. And I'm not trying to downplay labor jobs or trade jobs. I'm just saying they have turned everyone against education, turned them against vaccinations, like turned them against healthcare. You have these people on here talking about, how do I protect my unvaccinated child from measles without vaccinating them? And you're just like, oh my God, where do I find a doctor that's not going to force me to vaccinate them? I'm scared because children are dying, but I don't want to take precautions. Like, oh my gosh. And these are the people holding the reins. This is why we said Lord of the Flies it. Maybe we should just leave these people for 6 months and just, work out some kind of temporary, we all leave, and just let the Chads have the land by themselves, to themselves. They won't last. They'll take care of each other for us. We can just come back in 6 months and clean up the mess and start over with the men who are like, no, we choose the women. We would like to go with the women. Chad land does not appeal to us. We are not interested in, iron sharpens iron for the rest of our lives. That's those really straight hetero steeple people guys who love women so much that they don't want any around ever. The ones charging, what is it, $5, $10, $20,000 for all male boot camps where you just roll in the mud half naked with other men to make you manly. Oh my gosh. I wish I could run one of those. If I was a dude, I would so do that. Like, you could just make stuff up. You remember the ball tanning? Remember that? When they were all like, yeah, I tan my balls. It gives me extra testosterone. Remember that? And those are the people running everything and making decisions. Oh my God. It's not funny. It's not funny. And you see them trying to hide their whole doo-doo department thing where this guy is simultaneously pretending he's not the puppet master while trying to take the glory for it. Like, he can't decide. So, that's going to pop. Everything's going to pop at some point because they're just cosplaying. They're kids and they're playing dress up and everyone's just playing with the power and like, just it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. And everyone is laughing. We're laughing. We're paying for it, but we're laughing at it while getting pissed off. So, continue poking those who need a little poke because we need as many boots as possible. Because these dudes, oh my gosh, I can't believe they said the UFC for the FBI.